Holland. All calls are recorded. If this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911. The fax number for Troop C is 860-896-3274. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now, or to access our directory, press 1. For fingerprinting information, press 4. For a copy of a police report or to reach the clerk's office, press 2. For dispatch, press 7 or remain on the line. Thank you.
Please hold a moment.
Troop C, Dispatcher Cowie.
Hi, good afternoon. Is Trooper Sergeant Benoit available?
Sergeant who? I'm sorry.
I think it's Benoit. I might be.
Benoit?
Yeah, I think I might be correct. Benoit? Benoit, or hang on, let me check. Hang on. I'm sorry. It's your sergeant. He handles evidence. You know, if there's gonna be a search warrant application or something to be put in.
I can transfer you to his voicemail.
Oh, he's not available right now?
Hold on one second. So he is not working today. I can transfer you to his voicemail.
All right. No, that would be all right. Is there like a shift commander or someone, a captain, a lieutenant, somebody up there?
What is it you're looking for, and who am I speaking with?
My name is Tim Riley, and I would just like to speak with a shift commander in regard to some investigations I have going on with major crimes and some other business I have for higher ups to assess.
Okay, hold on one second.
Yes, ma'am.
Dispatcher Bolio, how may I help you?
Hi, good afternoon. How are you? What did you say your name is?
Dispatcher Bolio?
Bolio?
Yep.
All right. Hey, how are you this afternoon, Miss
I'm
Bolio?
well. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you. Hey, what is your rank, dear?
Dispatcher.
Oh, okay. Is there a shift commander or a lieutenant, maybe a captain or someone around?
Yeah, we have a sergeant on duty tonight. How can I help you?
Well, I wanted to make some inquiries into an investigation you guys are conducting on my behalf within the Major Crimes Division.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. Major crime is a whole other unit within the barracks, so the duty sergeant wouldn't probably have any answers for you.
Okay. How do I get? Well,
I can transfer you to Sergeant Udemark's extension. I don't know if he's here. We really don't see them very much.
Is Sergeant Udemark someone in Major Crimes?
Yes, he is the sergeant for that unit.
Okay. Is there a primary trooper that is the primary point of contact? You know, traditionally or usually.
It depends on who's working your case. Do you know who that is?
No, that's what. See, this is all preliminary information I'm trying to get.
Okay. Well, we can figure that out. Hold on one second. Let me get to the screen. What is your last name?
Riley, Reilly.
And your first name?
Timothy, Timothy.
And what is your date of birth, Timothy?
6/13/82.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what kind of incident it is?
Yeah, it's involving the unlawful detainment and arrest and deprivation of rights under the color of law that took place on November the 29th down at 69 Brooklyn Street in Rockville, involving a number of very egregious marshals who are in breach of their oath.
Okay.
I've been advised by a Trooper Davis that it's being handled by Major Crimes, and I'm just trying to make contact with the individuals within that division to coordinate relaying information and finding out the status of the investigation and
Right.
and where things
Yeah,
are.
because right now it still shows Trooper Davis as the primary, so I don't know exactly who has it upstairs. But Sergeant Udemark would be able to give you that information.
Okay.
But again, I don't know if he's here. They're like
Right.
upstairs in a world to their own, but I can give you his extension and you can just leave him a message.
Yeah, that would be good. Perhaps when we finish business, that's exactly what we can do.
Okay.
But I do have another item for you, if I may.
Okay. Absolutely.
There's there were criminal charges alleged against me by this troop, Troop C. Trooper Davis was the arresting officer, and I must say I am very pleased with his investigations outside of this focus here I'm about to enlighten you to. But he was the arresting officer in this event that took place on November the 29th, and despite how pleased I am with all of his efforts in his other investigations, he's advised me that my illegally seized property, I mean, these charges were dropped. So, I mean, the Connecticut State Police are still searching my illegally seized property, which was, in these reports, according to CSP, being used as evidence to show I was recording in a courthouse, but I was,
Okay.
So, I mean, now that the charges are dropped and everything, I find it very fascinating and very questionable in the manner of, speaking ethically or morally, or even just, the misconduct here. The police are pursuing my metadata. They want my passwords and emails and voicemails and text messages and phone calls and purchases and pictures and videos. Okay. None of which is actually relevant to the criminal charges that the troop alleged against me in its police reports, which were dropped because they were completely erroneous and felonious. I mean, filing false charges against an American citizen is a crime. And I hate to put it in terms like this, but it is a very bizarre and overwhelming situation, as it is all relevant to my minor child and her health and safety, which is paramount in all I've ever been after and seeking to protect. Okay. So now what I've come to realize, and has been confirmed today by Trooper Davis, is my phone is in a lab someplace. Here I am expecting my properties being prepared to be returned to me, and that it hasn't been searched because the state's not pressing any charges and has dropped the charges because there is no evidence of any crime. So I'm wondering why you guys are. I'm calling to find out who in the chain of command I need to speak with to get the state police, Connecticut State Police, Troop C, to cease and desist in its illegal activities and illegal search of my property.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to break this down a little. Do you have you retained the services of an attorney?
Well, no, I wouldn't need to do that at this point. The case has been adjudicated, the court file has been updated, and the charges have been completely dropped.
Okay. I don't know what major crime is doing, whether we still have your phone for
that's
whatever
for charges. The Major Crimes Division is investigating the charges I've filed against the marshals for unlawful physical restraint and all that stuff. These charges I'm talking about were criminal charges that the marshals fraudulently filed against me in conspiracy with Trooper Davis and Trooper Honeywell, who had arrested me without even investigating, for evidence of a crime. They couldn't even articulate why they were arresting me when they handcuffed me. I couldn't believe I was being arrested. So, I mean...
Okay. I mean, I honestly, I don't know.
You can't comment on those things, right.
Right. I mean, but if there's an ongoing case...
I need to speak to someone with authority who can get to the right people through this chain of command of ours, and reach the appropriate people at that laboratory and seize this process from continuing on any further, so that we can limit the damages and liability that are absolutely going to be litigated.
Okay, all right. And the person that you would need to speak to again would be Trooper Udemark. But just so you know, if we don't get notification from the court that the case has been dismissed, we proceed on with what we're doing.
Well,
until we hear from the court directly, then it's like
Well, isn't
business
there
as
there's
usual.
supposed to isn't there a system like, when the court updates the system, you guys have access to that. You
Yeah,
guys
they
are
have
part
to
of
send us forms.
Okay. Well, I was assured
So
by the state's attorney that you guys would have those by today.
okay, well, I mean the state pretty much shut down today. The court wasn't even open today.
Right.
So
No, I understand that.
But-
Now, so you're telling me I need to contact Major Crimes to discuss what's going on with my property that you guys have
yeah,
seized?
because I don't know what they have going on, so I don't really know why we would still be doing what you're saying we're doing. Other
Well, yeah,
than,
it's there. It's
other
the
other
property
than
is
the
part
court
of.
hasn't given us the cease and desist order. The order has to come from the court saying that all charges have been dismissed. Until then, it's business as usual, and they're going to keep doing their investigation.
Yeah, but what is stopping the Connecticut State Police from going to a judicial website and seeing for themselves that the charges have been dismissed? I mean, like I've put it in writing.
We can. Absolutely, we can.
The
but
arresting officer knows
Okay,
the charges
Timothy.
have been Yeah, I'm sorry. The arresting officer knows the charges have been dismissed.
But until we get official documentation from the court, we can't
But why
go off
wouldn't
a
you guys
website.
why wouldn't you guys make any effort to do that? I mean, being completely liable, you would think that it would be incumbent upon you guys.
Let me explain something to you, Tim. We have had several motor vehicle accidents. We've had several untimelies today. We've had a lot of disturbances. So for us to follow up on the court to make sure they're doing their job, it's not in the purview.
But it's funny, and no offense against you, but it's really funny because the state's attorneys have been pointing their finger at you since the 13th
I'm
of December.
sure they have. I'm sure they have.
But
That's
now,
how this game
but
goes.
The ethical problem is, you just said it yourself, a game. You see, but here's the thing. My minor child's life is in danger, and it's not a game.
How
you see?
so?
And my property, she's in the custody of a heroin addict, and I'm investigating the crimes and the records over there as a government accountability activist, and the evidence of that stuff that's going to help prove that our judges have violated judicial procedural requirements and operated outside the Connecticut practice book guidelines and rules of the court, and that my ex is exposing my minor child to prostitution and heroin and fentanyl and crack cocaine and felony possession of firearms. All that stuff is on the property that you guys seized. My case against the state is it's a criminal conflict of interest for you guys to even have this property, which is irrelevant to your investigation into whether or not you could charge me.
Again, you're going to have to talk to Sergeant Udemark about that.
Yeah, well, I was told it was Sergeant Benoit who's in charge of evidence, and I was told that that's who I've been talking to.
Yes. Sergeant Benoit is a patrol sergeant, and you're saying it's major crimes, so that would be Sergeant Udemark.
You're conflating two different situations. Major crimes is handling my sworn statement into the crimes alleged against the marshals. Major crimes has nothing to do with the criminal allegations that ensued against me that were dropped, in which my property was illegally seized. I was illegally arrested. My property was illegally seized. It's a completely different situation, so I am a little perplexed as to why you're insisting I must speak to Major Crimes about that. But I will do that. Is there a shift commanding officer or someone of command, a lieutenant available in the troop right now that I can speak with in regards to this?
We have a sergeant on duty right now.
All right, I'd like to speak with him if I may, please. Not that you haven't satisfied my inquiry, but I just, I'm a father who's terrified for the safety of his daughter.
I totally understand where you're coming from. Hold on, I'll get him for you, okay?
Thank you.
Troop C, Sergeant Sampson.
Hi, Mr. Sampson. How are you this afternoon, sir?
Good.
Thanks for taking some time to speak with me this afternoon. My name is Tim Riley. I've got a number of ongoing things being handled there with your fine troop, Troop C. One of these things is very troubling to me, and I'm wondering how, basically my question to you this afternoon is how I go about addressing this issue I'm about to disclose to the appropriate troop in the chain of command so that we can expeditiously make note of the very egregious circumstance and hit the brakes on it so that we can kind of work together in limiting damages and kind of be a little more realistic in our approach as human beings and how we're handling this. But basically what's going on here is take it or leave it. I've been illegally arrested by Troop C on November the 29th. I've filed a sworn statement in regard.
Did you go to court?
Yeah, all the charges have been dropped. The charges were dropped. The troop was made well aware that the charges were going to be dropped on December the 13th. They were officially dropped on January the 4th. Here we are. Today's the 7th. I know it's only been a few days, but the charges are dropped. I know the court has updated its system because it's the case in the docket. Everything's gone from the judicial website that's accessible to members of the public. So I know that the police should have some sort of notice or access to knowledge, official data that would allow you guys to conclude that the case has been dropped. Now, with that said, there was property involved in this illegal arrest, and that property was illegally seized. Now, despite the fact that the arresting officer has been made well aware that this case has been dropped officially, you guys are still pursuing searching this property. And what's really alarming about that, my ethical questions about that, revolve around, the phone was seized as evidence to be used in the case in which you're saying where I was illegally arrested. The 3 charges were trespassing, breach of peace, and assault on a peace officer. This is all hearsay, by the way. Take it or leave it. But basically, you were filming with that camera, so we're going to use this in our criminal case against you to prove that you were using this device to film while you were at the courthouse, which isn't even a crime, by the way. But that's what you guys had told me you retained the evidence for. I have that on a recorded phone call conversation. And then 2 weeks later, or 10 days later, after I told you guys that the state's attorney was inclined to drop the case and I had a new court date, which the case would be dropped at that time.
Yep.
I was informed that, and I was questioning why you guys would still hold on to the phone, considering that no video of the incident was on the phone. It was all live streamed on the internet, and that they could get it right off my YouTube channel. And I was perfectly willing to provide them access to any account information that they would need, so that they can get anything they wanted.
Sure. Are you looking to get your property back? So
I've been informed as of this morning.
This is Friday. This is Friday afternoon. Everybody, that the detective that is in charge of evidence is not working. He'll be working again on Monday morning if you want to call back then. I don't have access to that, nor could I give you that if I wanted it to.
What's his name?
Detective Jacob Basilian.
Jacob Basilian, okay.
Yeah, he's the evidence officer. He's the gatekeeper when it comes to that stuff. So that's the person you want to talk to, not me. I don't have access to it.
And it's not more. It's not necessarily. That's not necessarily my end game. It's not even really the primary focus of mine. Isn't just getting my property back. What I need to put the light on it through this chain of command and properly is the notion, the idea that the Connecticut State Police Barracks.
All right, sir. I had nothing to do with your case. So you and I talking about it, you need to talk to the people that were in charge, or you need to email or talk to the Troop C commander.
Right, that's who I was hoping to speak with.
The supervisor here. That
right, I don't understand why the.
So
right,
you telling me about it, we're not getting anywhere.
You're absolutely
I'm
right.
Giving you your course.
You're absolutely right, which is leaving me perplexed. I had to go through 2 dispatchers just to get to you, and when I called, I asked for the commanding. I asked for the commanding shift supervisor. So I don't know why I couldn't get to him.
So that's what you need to do.
What's his name? What's his name?
The commander.
Yeah.
It's Lieutenant Timothy Begley.
All right. Thank you so much. That's very helpful information.
Yep.
You have a nice day. You're dismissed.
You as well. Bye.
You see this, folks? These are the people we pay. Some of these guys make over $100,000 a year plus their benefits.